Starts with the ball going down the leg side, called a wide. And so things are on the way here for the California Kings, having lost the toss, and Cavaliers have asked them to bat first. Cavaliers has won here before, and they were in the final last year, so they've had a good record coming into the U.S. Open, Ian. And they'll be hoping that that counts for something. And of course, they're in the quarterfinal. They've made it through to the last 8.
Well, looking in at the lineup, it's a pretty good team that they have here today. So we're expecting a very good cricket out there on the field of play, because both teams looks pretty good in terms of on the paper. So let's see if they execute on the field.
So if you're wondering what's the weather like, brilliant sunshine here in South Florida, Broward County Stadium. And the man starting the bowling here is Rusty Terron. He's played at the international level. Will come into bowl to Canadian national player Dali Wall, and Dali Wall gets a ball that he's playing into the offside, can't score.
So Lenny, just last night I was, on my way home, and I was asking myself, what does US T20 mean to many of the players? And just as you just mentioned, international players, that's bridging the gap between the locals and the international players. It's a big thing. And I also look at it, even for me as a young commentator, this is my second time in the box, but then I get to sit with people like you and Vinod. Man, that's just amazing. So it means a lot to the people of South Florida, even the community, in terms of bringing finance to the community. So this cricket means a lot to a lot of people.
Yes, Ian, you're looking at Rusty Terron. He has played at the international level for South Africa and recently has made his debut with the U.S. national team. This one is hammered down the ground by Navneet Dhaliwal, and it goes away for 4. So that's a good-looking shot from Dhaliwal, and that's a lovely shot down the ground, Ian, for 4.
Yes, beautiful shot, well executed. Came on the front foot and just graced the ball down to the long off boundary. 4 runs to the batsman. Great batting. Way to start.
Yeah, the ball was driven nicely. Good conditions here as Rusty Terron. He has recently made his debut with the U.S. One international team. Ball tugged into the onside. Not timed well, but Dhaliwal he's up and running here.
Also like the way the bowler is running in. It seems like he had some good rest last night, running in with a lot of energy, getting upright, delivering high. So good cricket here, Good to see these international star here, right here at Broward.
So Somerset Cavaliers, they've won here already. They were in the final last year, beaten by California Bears. And certainly they have had a good series so far. They'll be hoping that things go relatively well. So a couple of runs there for Dhaliwal. And that's the completion of the first over. Cavaliers taking on California Kings.
Good first over. 9 runs coming from the first over. So we start out with beautiful sunshine, and I can tell you the players are loving the condition here at the Broward Stadium. Just looking out, just light cloud, and we expect those to move away. Looking forward to beautiful day of sunshine. Like yesterday, we had a very good day. However, day 1, there was no play here inside of the stadium. But yesterday, we had a full day of play, and we had some lovely cricket here yesterday. We saw where most of these players, they came out and they give their best, Even if they lost a game, they actually showed up and performed to their best of their ability. I'll tell you here, it's a 10 over yesterday. Today we're moving it up to 15, and this is due to the weather condition. It was set to be a 20 over affair, but the weather, and we only have this weekend to have all games. We have 28 teams, and with that simple mean we just have to get the games in, and getting the game in mean that we had to cut the overs. And today, you'll see a little more in terms of 15 overs.
So Chandrapal Hemraj, leg spinner out of Guyana, and certainly with the Guyana Amazon Warriors comes into the attack here. Ravi Singh and Navneet Dhaliwal. Dhaliwal plays for the Canadian national team these days. He's a very attacking batsman. He's one of the top batters in the Canadian lineup these days. And Ravi Singh, a very accomplished player. So ball worked into the onside, finds the gap off the bat of Ravi Singh. And it goes quickly away for 4. That's a good looking shot, Ian, finding the gap in the early stages of this 15 over encounter. And it goes quickly away for 4.
So right away, Singh getting into his game, that one was hit powerfully into the boundary for 4 runs. And we expect to see a good show. And, we have batsmen who are capable of giving us big score. We have great bowlers here, so it's interesting to see the way this game goes.
Yeah, he's a couple of top batters there, and this was another one plundered over the offside, taking advantage of the power plays, and that's another good-looking shot from Ravi Singh. So consecutive boundaries here off the bowling of Chandrapal Hemraj, and the ball goes away for 4, Ian.
Yes. Very good shot there by Ravi Singh. Well executed. Timing seems to be perfect. He's getting the ball right out the middle of the bat. And, for Chandrapal, you just got to rethink and find that spot.
So Hemraj has done some bowling at the CPL level. Eon, so certainly he's not a bowler trying a thing. He's been there and he's bowled at a top T20 top level, and he comes in here for Somerset Cavaliers, a well put together team. And so far he's gone for 10 runs in the over so far. Oh, so wicket falls here as Dhaliwal is bowled by Chandrapal Hemraj. And California Kings have lost their first wicket there, 19 for 1.
Yes, Lenny. So there you go. There you see the experience of a good bowler. Even though he was hit for 2 fours, he came back and he got the ball just where he needed to. And you realize created some uncertainty there for the batsman. And it brought him a wicket. So well done by Chandrapal there, Very good bowling. So the score is 19 for 1. Is that the end of the over there? So it's cricket, lovely cricket, right here in Broward at the stadium. You can view on Mac TV, and we want to just thank Mac Creashi for putting on such an event. I say this event just really bridge that gap between the international and the local boys here. Just the fact that they're out there playing and being able to see themselves on TV, even later when they go home and see the replay. Even for me, I went home last night and I look at a little of the replay and I'm like, man, this thing is done really professional. The quality of the video, it's clean. We got to give it up to our cameramen. They've been capturing every single play.
So the new batsman is William Perkins, but we're watching Tehran as he comes into bowl to Ravi Singh, and they scamper through for the single. And brings Perkins into strike for the first time. They've lost the wicket of Dhaliwal. So Rusty Tehran is making some points there to the players, and certainly a big appeal to the umpire. So William Perkins will face his first ball. They've lost the wicket of Dhaliwal. Yeah, well put together team. Cavaliers. They won in 2007, And they were the beaten finalists last year by California Bears. California Bears hasn't entered up this year, but a well put together team is Somerset Cavaliers and Aslam Khan and his boys there. And when you look at the talent of the Somerset Cavaliers, they really have brought out some of the big guns in probably one of the biggest tournament in the United States domestic circuit. And Tehran moves in again to bowl to William Perkins. And Perkins is playing and missing, so a good over so far from Rusty Tehran, a single and a couple of dot balls here. Ian?
Yes, Tehran is really using his experience along with the wicket. He knows that this wicket don't have too much in it in terms of the speed, so what he have to do is up his accuracy, the length, and the width, and he's doing just that, creating some problem there for the batsman.
Oh, Perkins gets one outside the off stump and drives this one up. Actually, it's gone a long way into the stands and has gone for 6. What a shot here from William Perkins. He gets off the mark with 6. And that's a lovely shot. Ian picked it up well, wide outside the off stump and really give it a good whack.
What a way to get off the mark, with a 6 that just bring confidence, and confidence in the batsman, was able to go for it, executed well, and we see miles over the boundary. So that's well hit there by Perkins, get him 6 runs, and that's early. Let's see what's going to be happening next. Let's see if the bowler have an answer.
Yeah, William Perkins would have been part of a winning U.S. Open contingent in the past, having represented Trinidad and Tobago in the early days of U.S. Open cricket. A team from Trinidad was here in 2011, 2012, and William Perkins would have played for that. So he's been on the winning stage already in this series. And over time, as franchise cricket has certainly evolved, people just keep changing teams. So an appeal from Rusty Tehran, not out, says the umpire. A ball that kept fractionally a little bit low, different from the ball that he bowled previous to that one. Yeah. And William Perkins survives.
Yes, so we're going to see where the wicket will be playing, up and down. And this is due to the weather condition here in Broward. We had a lot of rain. So a little moisture underneath. The ball is not coming through as we'll used to, but the batsmen just basically have to put their thinking cap on and know which one to hit, which one to pick, and which one to leave.
Yeah, so Perkins is a top player, having played for Trinidad and Tobago, and may have played briefly at the West Indies level. So it's 27 for 1 at the end of 3, with Perkins and Ravi Singh out in the middle. So we take a look at the last ball here. Ball chopped into the ground. A couple of better balls towards the end of the over from Rusty Tehran. And so far, the only spoil here for California Kings is that they've lost the wicket of Canadian national Dhaliwal. But after 3 overs, they've batted relatively well. They're 27 for 1.
Yes, good going, as we can see. A total anywhere from 215 to 220 is a very good total on this particular wicket at this particular time of the year with the weather we're having, so if you get into the 115, 120, that tells you have a very good chance of defending that total, because we have seen it yesterday, and today I don't expect it to be much difference. I say a score of 115 to 120 would be a very good total, if you're the batting team. That give your bowler something to defend.
So Chandrapal Hemraj continues. He's into his second over. And of course, Ian, this is a 15-over encounter, so probably you may want to take your tally up a little bit. 120, we were saying last night because of a T10 game, but with 5 more overs, probably you want to take it up another 50.
Definitely. So with the 10 overs yesterday, 115, 120 was a good total. So today, we got to say about 170.
Always the more the better.
Yeah.
So ball worked into the onside. Ravi Singh is still there. And Chandrapal Hemraj, he's had a good season this year with the Guyana Amazon Warrior. Played a few good innings. Was quite brave at the top of the order. Gave the Guyana Amazon Warrior some good start. And surprisingly, he was brought in as T20 cricket, and T20 bowling has always been the element of surprise. The Guyana Amazon Warriors have used him to great effect, bowling at the top of the order. I remember in one match, first ball he clean bowled Alex Hales, and so he's had some good times with the ball, backed up, of course, as a specialist opening batsman.
That's good, when you're a cricketer and you have that about you. You could bat and you can bowl, Either way, you're able to bring such value to a team, It's hard to displace such a player from any particular team. So, with the ball, you're very handy, and with the bat, you're good at it. So that tells me he's a complete player, and we're looking to see good things here today.
So 31 for 1, 4 overs gone. Ravi Singh and Perkins out in the middle. We've seen Rusty Tehran and Chandrapal Hemraj using the ball. Yeah, take a look at the last ball, a ball that really got through the batsman. And it's 31 for 1 at the end of 4.
Very good ball there. He brought it up. Batsman had a look at it, a swing and a miss. Luckily, that was not right on target, because we could see the back of him just a while ago. So beautiful sunshine, it's expected today. We do have a little cloud over, but we are hoping those will move away, and we'll have a bright day like yesterday, allow us some wonderful cricket here in the Broward Stadium. So we just want to thank all our viewers around the world for watching on Mac TV. We really appreciate you guys, watching, and for those who are out there on Facebook sharing, we really want to thank you, for spreading the cricket around and just your love for cricket.
So Navin Stewart comes into the attack. Navin Stewart would have had a brief play also at the CPL level. Played for Tridents at one point, Barbados Tridents. And Navin Stewart was part of the winning team last year. He played for California Bears, and he's been a part of some winning units in past U.S. Open. So if probability is any way that can gauge what could be the result of a series, maybe you want to watch the team that Navin Stewart plays on. He's always seemed to be on the winning unit. So today he's playing for Cavaliers. You never know what will happen, but if you're a probability man,
once a winner, born a winner, you're a winner. So I know he'll be giving his best today, So we really gonna watch closely to see what will be the end result. But one thing I know, he's a great cricketer. He put his all into it. So sometimes you may lose a game, but that does not mean that you lose as a team. There's many positive to take away. So either way, I know he'll come out a winner today.
So the ball eluding the keeper. They get a couple of byes. So we're midway into the 5th over. For all our viewers and those following, this is a 15-over game. And the organizer, that's a lovely shot from William Perkins. Look at that. Inside out. Over extra cover. And it's gone for a maximum. What a shot from William Perkins.
That was a beautiful shot. I said this shot is probably one of the best shots we've seen over the past 2 days. That was well executed. Look at it. He had such confidence, timing, perfect, and he picked the right ball for that shot.
So game playing across the line of a delivery. We've seen a couple of times in the over. He's gone to go through the onside. Hasn't gone well.
I think he premeditated that shot there. He knew the bowler will be coming with something probably a little short of a length since he was right up there for that early shot. So, he was already planning that pull through mid wicket. So there was a swing and a miss. So it's 40 for 1 after 4.5 overs.
So better ball here from Navin Stewart. That completes the 5th over. And after 5, they're batting a 40 for 1 with Perkins on 17, Ravi Singh on 15.
So after 5, 40 for 1, current run rate would be 8 runs per over. So it's great cricket here at the Broward Stadium.
Well, good morning, and of course we continue our coverage here of the third day of the 2019 US Open. The Kings batting first. They are 40 for 1, and of course, remember Najaf Shah winning the toss and asking them to take first strike. The Somerset Cavaliers losing at the final hurdle last year to the California Bears. The previous year they won the title. And the year before that, Najaf Shah was on the US All-Stars roster that won the title as well. So he will definitely like this facility. He'll be very happy to come back here. And so far, he has guided his team to the quarterfinals. And he's going to take up the attack now from the far end. That's the northern end of this ground. A very stiff wind is blowing across him. And that's a delivery that comes back, probably with the wind as well. Comes back into the right-handed Singh, and he gets it away. Perkins, in fact. So Perkins is on 17. He's from Trinidad and Tobago. Ravi Singh from Canada comes into strike now as I welcome for the first time today Roshni Chasmawala. Good morning, Roshni.
Good morning. So luckily we do have a sunny day, and it looks like it's going to be clear all day.
Yes, and Roshni has been doing a wonderful work giving us the updates from all the venues. She's our social media expert. So probably Lenny may get on social media later. You never know. Shah outside the off stump, and with the angle, that one goes very wide to be signaled wide by the umpire. Why is Mr. Singh making an issue of it? The umpire has signaled wide, 42 for 1. What's any news as far as cricket at the other venues? I know that just on the outside, we have 2 matches taking place. The Youth US Open bowled off this morning. Woodland CC from Trinidad and Tobago, they are playing against Guyana Floodlight champions, and that's at field number 2. And at field number 1, you have the Avin Kumar Academy. They are playing against Central Zone, both teams from Trinidad and Tobago as well.
Yeah, luckily it's the 3rd year of the youth cricket, so it's great to see, the youth cricket growing as US Open, the tournaments keep growing. We definitely need that youth in cricket in America. So it's a great experience for the youth, especially to be playing in these fields. It's definitely an unbelievable experience for them.
So Najaf Shah from Mafine continues. And this delivery is pitched up, worked away on the onside. Najaf Shah, the former Pakistan fast bowler, and that return, and he takes the umpire with it. And the score goes on now to 44, is it? 43 for 1. And our scorer, Roddy Lalman, seems to be very quick on the draw this morning. I just gave him some sugar to eat, so he'll be very hyper today, Roddy. 43 for 1. Yes, the Youth US Open in its 2nd year. This delivery it peels off the outer edge of the bat, goes over the wicketkeeper, and Lenny will tell you that's the safest place on a cricket field to hit the ball. Lenny normally hits all his balls there because he edges all the time. 47 for 1. This is over number 6. Yes, Roshni. So what's any report coming out of Max Stadium?
So with the Max Stadium, nothing so far. The weather there has definitely been on the better side compared to all the games.
47 for the loss of 1. Ravi Singh is on 20. Perkins is on 18. And of course, the Mac Cricket Stadium has really saved the day for this tournament. Just imagine last year and the year before, and the year prior to that, Lenny will correct me on this if I'm wrong, we didn't play any cricket at Mac Cricket Stadium for the US Open. This year, we've had a full day's play for every single day so far at the Mac Cricket Stadium, whilst the main stadium here, we haven't gotten any action at the main stadium. It tells me, and this is the massive venue, of course. It's very pretty. Not to say that Mac Stadium isn't pretty as well, but it just goes to show sometimes beauty gives you trouble.
It can. I was at the Mac Stadium for quite some time yesterday, and the weather there was spectacular, and the matches were great too. It's a great field.
Yes, of course. Chairman Qureshi ensuring that cricket is played up there. I want to say good day to Sumit Gupta, who is our official scorer up there. Here's Nevin Stewart, who got 5 wickets in the finals last year. And this is the amazing thing about the US Open. Nevin Stewart bowled the Somerset Cavaliers down last year with 5 wickets in the finals.
Yep.
This year, I think the management of the Cavaliers probably thought it's better we get him on our side.
And in that final, he even took that stunner of a catch that Andre Russell. Andre Russell was in such a form, and he took a stunner of a catch near the boundary.
Nevin Stewart, very close friend of mine from Tobago. As Roshi would know, it's Trinidad and Tobago, Twin Island Republic. This is swatted away over cow corner for 6. I don't think the people of Tobago will be very proud of him for bowling a delivery like that, but that's 6 runs. Just back of a length there, and it sat up. The issue, if you look at it, look at the replay here, Roshni, it was too short. In fact, I said back of a length, but it was too short. And there's no place for bowling short on this track. Farhan Ali faced the rot of that last night. And even you have to have tremendous pace to get away with it. Muhammad Ali Khan did get away with it last night because he has this deadly bouncer. But the other bowlers who are bowling short, the ball is just standing up because the nature of the track is very soft. And as the day progresses and the sun comes out, it'll dry. And as it dry, it gets harder. It's like baking a cake.
Yeah.
But not if Lenny gave you the ingredients or the recipe. I want to wish my friend Ahmed Rana safe flight back to Baltimore. This is clipped away upishly down to a long 1 position, and they take 1 more. So Stewart in his second over here, none for 19 so far. What's been your experience, Roshni? I know we're a bunch of crazy guys here at CCUSA. And, what has been your experience working with the likes of Rashid Ahmed and Tessin Ahmed, of course, Jeremy Milani?
I've had an incredible experience. Everyone in the crew, they've just been so warming to me. It's my first time here. I came as a spectator last year, and I had a hell of a time. But I think this whole experience, everyone's just been so nice, cooperative. So I've really been enjoying it. Almost feels like a family.
Yes, it is. We are a very close-knit group, and coming year after year, you would see it's basically the same faces all the time. There's a core group. Now and then we have some others who are part of our setup. It's the end of the over. At the end of it, it's 58 for 1. The Kings batting first. Remember, this is a 15-over encounter. Yes, I was saying it's a close-knit family. So there's a core, and then there are regulars who come and go for every tournament. They provide us with entertainment. Ahmed Rana is one. But, the core group is fellas like Roddy Lalman. Of course, who else we have down there sitting to my left? Shah Zafar, tournament director. So these are the core group, and the boys under the guidance of Sofian Kamar has done a wonderful job. This morning I was walking across to the other play field, across that's field number 1 and field number 2, and on 2 occasions, guys came up to me. They wanted to know if we were going live on the outer field, and I told them that because of the massive setup, the only live games could come from inside the stadium. And they were speaking about just how much they follow Mac TV and how much it has grown in terms of its professional outlook over the years. I really appreciated that. I must share that though with Sofian Kamar, who is the chairman of Mac TV. I must share that with him. This time, just dropping short of the field. And there's a chance for a run out as well. And the field on that occasion getting back. Nevin Stewart couldn't complete the catch, neither the run out. And the score remains 58-1. I'm looking at this score though, and it tells me that although they have lost one wicket, I think that the Cavaliers have a certain degree of control here.
No, I think definitely. I mean, with the Cavaliers, their experience, they have many players. They have players from the USA team as well. And I think, they definitely have a confident side.
This is squatted away just over cover. Looking to make room, looking to get underneath that one. On that occasion, there was William Perkins. We all know how William Perkins plays. Imagine this. The first match, William Perkins played for the West Indies. And I'm not kidding you. He tried to sweep a fast bowler for 4. And guess who was the fast bowler? Brett Lee.
Wow.
Such is the fearless nature of this man, Willie Perkins. Man played a lot of cricket in central Trinidad for Wanderers Cricket Club. It's come through nicely. Suffice it to say that sweep shot never came off. Because I think by the time he played the shot, Adam Gilchrist had collected the ball. And by that time, he threw it to Jason Gillespie. He was at mid-off. Gillespie, actually, this time, this one is out of here. A length delivery, and it has been carted out of the ground for 6. That's a massive blow, and Najaf Shah should know better. He has loads of experience than knowing that if you go up into the block hole, it's going to go with you if it's not a Yorker. And Trini Ras has these clips outside that could be very heartbreaking, for a bowler. Shah's running in, trying his best, and Trini Ras laughs at him in his clip. And just where you saw that 6 landed, there are some square boxes out on the grass mound. Do you know what is that, Roshni?
No, I'm actually not aware of what they are.
If you look on the grass mound and just where the 6 went just now, there are some squares, white squares. Well, that's where a certain, that's a protected area. This time it's squatted away for 4, just to the right of point. The outfield remains in a very, very pristine condition. It's very quick, and that delivery has been played away for 4. So Ravi Singh goes on to 38 of 18, and he's really starting to warm to the task here. You look again at that delivery from Shah. It was short and wide, and it deserved the treatment. Not a full-blooded cut, more of a glide.
Yeah. As we can see, I mean, both the batsmen have been rotating the strike. They've been hitting the boundaries. So, they seem pretty set right now.
And that delivery tails back in. That's a good one. Goes to mid wicket where Nevin Stewart is. And they get a single. It's the end of over number 8. At the end of it, the score here is 70-1. The Kings being sent into bat. Yes, so I'll help you. I'll give you a clue about those boxes. You were here because I think you were our house announcer for the India-West Indies game. Did you notice the stand on the southern end?
Yes.
It started nicely.
Yep.
And there was an area that was cut out and it went back up.
Yeah.
Do you
remember? They had the fan areas, yeah.
Right. But if you look at the stand, it was very, very odd. All of a sudden, there was a big chunk of seats that were taken out.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of that. Nesting owls, that is a protected species here in the United States, were in their season of nesting, and they had occupied those positions.
That's great. I mean, especially to have something like that, at the cricket ground, that's incredible. And
under the laws here at the United States, of course, animal protection is a big thing here, and obviously, they had to remove a part of the stump, the stand, because you could not disturb the owl.
Yeah.
Yes. Kudos to the people in the States here. Animal protection is a big thing, and this is why Roddy Lalman moved from Trinidad and Tobago to live here in the United States. At the moment, it's 70 for 1, and this is hoiked away over mid-wicket, and that's 6 runs. Ravi Singh is taking the Cavaliers to task here, and on that occasion, the man struck for that 6 was the Trinbago Night Riders left-arm orthodox spinner Akil Hussain, who again played for the winning team last year. So the plan from the Cavaliers is very clear. I'm going to buy the players who won the title from me last year. Here is another delivery, swung away for 6. Hussain on that occasion was looking to go closer to Ravi Singh to cramp him for room, but he got the line all wrong. It was just on and about the leg stump. He basically helped that away for 6. That's his half century, Roshni. His half century has come of just 21 deliveries.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure to see him. So these two batsmen are quite set in. Cavaliers really need to take that second wicket.
Yes, so 82 for 1. I want to say good day to a good friend of mine, Kevin Jagisa. He has brought up the Central Zone team from Trinidad. I'm sure he's going to give us an update as to the score from that game. As at this time, delivery outside the off stump, a slower delivery there by Akil Hussain. Not trying to push that one through too flat. And not timing it well was Ravi Singh. 51 he is. The score is 82 for 1. This is over number 9. You would have seen Hussain in his couple of performances for the TKR during the CPL.
Mm-hmm.
Over number 9 in progress. Here's Akil Hussain from wide of the crease. That one turns away from him. He loses control. He could be in problems. He's out caught. That delivery was wide. He had to fetch it. He was looking to go through the onside. It turned away from him and it went in the air for Najaf Shah running around from mid-off to complete the catch. And at the end of it, the score is 82 for 2. This is over number 9.
So they got their second wicket they desperately needed.
Yes, and that was the man Ravi Singh. Remember, he scored a half century of just 21 deliveries. And on that occasion, that delivery turning away from him, he had to fetch it, and this is why he lost control.
Yeah. No, we can see how the Cavaliers owner, Aslam Khan, does a great job in picking the players. I mean, he's been bringing a team for the U.S. Open, year after year, and he does a great job picking his players. We have some of the USA greats right now that have been doing a very great job in the league too. Rusty Theron, Xavier Marshall, Manang Patel. So we have a lot of USA talent there as well as international talent.
Well, I did see Manang Patel during the Super 50 in Trinidad when the United States team played there, as well as Rusty Theron. And these guys gave a good account of themselves. They actually defeated Guyana, the powerful Guyana outfit.
Yeah. And especially how they did in Dubai, they won 3 out of the 4 matches, They beat UAE twice and beat Scotland as well once. It's,
of course, Roshni Chasmawala, who is the one with all the information when it comes to the USA cricket. She gets so excited on social media when there's anything happening with US cricket. My God, I saw a post on her recently. I thought the United States had won the World Cup. Here is Hussain again. And that's a good delivery. Just on and about off stump. And Shah looking to just effect a run out there at mid-off. He just failed to pick up the ball. And now he has to go and fetch his cap. 83 for 2.
Yeah, we can
this
see how
is over number 9. Sorry.
We can see how windy it is by the way his cap was flying away. So the weather has definitely gotten a lot better, but there is some wind.
Yes, and it's very windy. The wind is very strong. Hussain is going to get assistance. The ball is going to continue to turn, but not this one. It's coming towards us.
It's coming.
And there goes Shah Zafar diving for cover in the com box as that one went very close to him. That's 6 runs. Zohaib hitting that one. In fact, was it Perkins? Yes, William Perkins hitting that one straight down the ground, as straight as an arrow. And could someone please help Shah off the ground? 89 for 2. That's the end of over number 9. Yes, so the United States team, they're really coming. You're seeing an improvement. And one hopes that the administration remains stable for a length of time so that the team can follow suit.
So, with the administration, there was a lot of changes over summer. We have a new CEO, Ian Higgins, who has huge amount of experience because he was, the chief operators for the ICC. So I think in the upcoming years, we are going to see, cricket progress here. As the team is progressing, there's going to be a lot of changes. So I'm very excited to see that.
89 for 2. Perkins is on 28. Zohib is on 1. Well, information coming to hand is that Central Zone has reached 207 for 1. How many overs? So it's a 15 over game? After 15, and young Jagisa, how much he made? Okay, good. So Central Zone has started with a bang against the academy team. Imagine that.
Imagine that's youth cricket.
207 for the loss of 1. And impacting, there's a West Indies on the 15 opener, Justin Jagisa. I think he has gotten over 50.
No, this just shows, having this youth cricket here happen, that there's so much talent. And having a score like that, that's incredible.
Shah again comes in and Perkins is out court. He went across his stumps looking to just lap it around the corner. But Rusty Teron at the edge of the circle at backward square completes the catch. So the two set batsmen in Ravi Singh and William Perkins are now back in the hut. And that should slow the momentum a bit. But we just have 4 deliveries to go. In fact, it's 15 overs. We have 4 deliveries and 5 overs to go. I don't know why Lenny gave me that information. He peers at me just under the brim of that cap, that Guyana cap. Of course, also on commentary today is my good friend Ian Thomas, who is clad in a broad brim hat. I wonder where he tied his horse. So he's a lucky guy. He has received his cap, his first cap. He's a player as well, Roshni. Since you know so much about America's cricket, have you ever heard of the name Ian Thomas?
I have heard the name.
Is he a good player?
I haven't personally gotten a chance to really see him play.
A little later, we will delve into his statistics to reveal if you're missing anything. At the moment, 90 for 3. I know he has taken the commentary as well. A very tall and wiry Najaf Shah. I wonder if Ian is taller than him. He comes in now. That's a good delivery. Just outside the off, some coming back in. And it's pushed away down to backward square for 1. So 91 for 3. If I could ask you to predict a final score after 15 overs here, Roshni, what will be your prediction?
My prediction would honestly be maybe 130. I honestly think that they are going to get some wickets coming pretty soon. I mean, we have the set batsmen are out, and I think they will be able to get some wickets in very soon in the next maybe few balls or like in the next over.
Shabos, and this is cracked away straight to cover. Looking to make room is Zohib. And Sangha has joined him. Sangha is on 1. Yes, you continue to look outside there and you're seeing this very stiff wind blowing from the eastern side of the ground. It must have an effect on the bowlers. And I remember going down there for the toss, and the wind nearly took away Shah Zafar. Not that the guys here would mind. 91 for 3, 2 deliveries again, and then we'll have a double change in the commentary position with Lenny Archiba. Is Lenny Archiba the most renowned commentator here in the United States? I'll get your views on that. A delivery that's cut away, down to backward point for 4. Just a little bit of room outside the off somebody. It was enough. And that was played away. Very quick hand action. He came down very quick on it and was able to compensate for the lack of space and get it down behind point for 4.
So when the matches for USA were being held here, I had a chance to, work with Lenny. So I
want to apologize to you for that.
No, I think he did a stellar of a job.
He's an amazing man. I've mentioned Lenny. I don't know if Lenny probably doesn't even know this, but I've mentioned him on commentaries around the world when I go, because I'll tell you why I always mention him. The last delivery here, it's cut away down to the boundary for 4. On the edge, it goes down to third man. So 2 4s in the last 2 deliveries of the over from Najaf Shah at the end of over number 10. The Kings are 99 for 3. We're going to have a double change. But before I go, I must say, I always tell people on commentary and fellow commentators across the world that I have a friend from America. His name is Lenny Archibald. And he's a one-man show. He's a one-man shop. He's like a 7-Eleven. You go there, you get everything. The guy comes to commentary with a monitor. And guys look at me as if, is that guy okay? I said, but more than that, he scores. And even more than that, you want a Mike Burrow? He can lend you one as well. I'll leave Lenny to talk more about that as he comes in and he's bringing with him his cousin Ian Thomas.
For all our viewers that's just coming on, we just want to say pleasant good morning to you, and just want to let you know we're going to be entertaining you guys with lovely cricket here at the Broward Stadium. So just as I take my seat, there's just the fall of a wicket, and the California Kings 99 for 4. That's the current score here at the Broward Stadium. So we realize here that just with the fall of a few wickets, that have actually put a dent in the scoring rate. So they were going great guns earlier. Now they're down to 9.7. However, they still have a good total on the board here. So that was a great ball there by Hussain. Spot on the wicket, and there was a swing and a miss. So 99 for 4 after 10.1 overs. What do you think, Lenny?
Yeah, you look at Akil Hussain. He's played at the top Caribbean level. Perfect ball for a leg spinner. Pitch middle stump. A little bit of turn and it hits the off stump. So that's a good wicket as California Kings seems to be falling away a little bit here. Ian Thomas, they're batting at 82 for 2. And all of a sudden in 17 runs away, they've lost a couple more wickets. So they're batting at 99 for 4. And Cavaliers has really made a good comeback here. Akil Hussain, he's a top leg spinner. And will come in to bowl to Gurjeet Singh, the new man in. Ahmad Zohaib, he's on 10. And a couple of quick wickets in the last 9 balls or so has really pushed California Kings a little bit behind. There's a big appeal. He's gone. So double strike here for Akil Hussain. 99 for 5. Gurjeet Singh goes for a golden duck. And Ian Thomas, 99 for 5.
Yes, it seems like there's trouble in the California Kings camp as we see here, with the fall of the second wicket. There comes 2 more wickets in quick succession. And Hussain is on top of his game. Are we gonna see the second hat trick inside of the stadium today?
Yeah, we've seen one last night, and I'm gonna jog your memory a little bit. Who was the gentleman who took the wicket last night? I'll give you 60 seconds to recollect that memories. I'm pretty sure there's some paperwork somewhere in this com box.
Yes, I know Lenny is dragging my memory, and I don't think I'm gonna get this one, but
yeah, plumb in front. Don't think the umpires will have a problem with that. Aditya Gajar, the umpire, has raised the dreaded index finger, and it's marching time for Gurjeet Singh, 99 for 5.
yes, Lenny. So I would really like you to help me out there, because I know it wasn't Pervez. So who was it?
All right, may have to dig up some paperwork myself.
So there we go. Lenny's trying to play that trick on me.
I'm up there with age, So yeah, loss of memory and stuff are part of the parcel when you get to my age.
No, Lenny, I think it's the amount of games we had to do yesterday. We had, over 5 games back to back, 10 overs. It's a lot of game. And there's a lot of names out here. So to just pick up one name, sometimes it's challenging. When we have all this thing to memorize. But guess what? Give thanks for records nowadays, and everything is digital. We could press a button and find that, the hat trick yesterday. But guess what? It is Kolvinder that is in. Let's see if he has an answer for the next ball from Hussain. He's the only one standing between him and the hat trick.
So hat-trick ball here for Akil Hussein. He's picked up two on a trot.
Very good bowling by the young man.
And how well Cavaliers really come back. So here is a hat-trick ball. Oh, that's a brilliant of a ball again from Akil Hussein. He's a top leg spinner. Part of the Trinidad setup these days and part of the Trinbago Knight Riders CPL team. And here's the hat-trick ball. Goodness of a delivery. That's a very nice ball.
It was a beauty of a delivery, and would have loved to see him get that wicket there.
So Kulvinder Singh has hammered this one into the onside. Fielder comes around. He takes the catch.
Man,
It appears to be Xavier Marshall. And just a dot ball between the two wickets here, Eon. He picks up 3 wickets in the over in the space of 4 balls. And now it's 99 for 6.
Hussein is on fire here at the Broward Stadium, and very good catch there. I think that was Xavier Marshall, representing the USA here. So very good catch in the outfield, well taken, well judged. But Hussein is on fire. You have to give it to him, The California Kings were going pretty well, but now we can see they're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, you look at the fall of wickets. They lost their first wicket at 19, second wicket at 82, third wicket at 90, and now they're looking. They were batting at 3 for 90 at one point, and now they're 99 for 6. So an amazing turnaround of events here that certainly benefits the Somerset Cavaliers. They are a championship team. They have won before here, and they were in the final last year, and all of a sudden they're beginning to have a very good game at this point. 99 for 6.
Lenny, this is why I love the game called cricket. It's full of uncertainty, and it's a game that you even though you may have a little setback, you gotta have a comeback. So let's see if the Kings can come back from this hit from Hussein, who is bowling exceptionally well.
So Sandeep Sharma is the new man in, but batsman would have crossed. Zohaib on strike. And so Akil Hussein has really put in a remarkable performance here. He's picked up 4. You look at the bottom of your screen on bottom right, Hussein 4 for 19 in 11 balls. Oh, that's another good delivery. So that will complete the 11th over. The 100 comes up here for California Kings, but not. He hasn't come quite easily in the last run or so. We've seen California Kings stuck for a while on 99. It's 100 for 6.
With 100 for 6, I say what a over by Hussein there. Only a single coming out, but he had 3 wickets, and I tell you that third ball for the could have actually got him a wicket. That was a very good ball. Just a little misfortune that he didn't have a wicket with that one. The batsman was beaten all over. That could have easily taken an edge.
Yeah, Hussein bowling figures very impressive. He's bagged a 4. And so now he's bowling 4 for 20 as Chandrapal Hemraj, the other leg spinner, orthodox leg spinner on the team, will come into the attack at 100 for 6. Zohaib will be on strike. And you get the feeling earlier on that California King was on course to probably get up to 150. And all of a sudden now that becomes a bit of a stretch here, but we'll have to wait and see. There's still some batting to come these days in franchise cricket. Eon, most teams bat very deep, even the tail ender could give the ball a tap.
Yes, that's what we realized with the shorter version of the game. Even the bowlers got to be able to do something with the bat. That's just bring added value to a team when you have bowlers who can actually bat. So we realized that most of these teams are basically made up of, if it's not a specialist batsman, then it's got to be an all-rounder down at the end of it. But that's what it is all about, is batting and making the runs.
And this Somerset Cavaliers teams are well stocked. Oh, he's given out. So that's the end of Sandeep Sharma. He goes without scoring. And now it's the turn of Chandrapal Hemraj, the other leg spinner. It's 101 for 7.
Man, I'm telling you, it's all happening here, and the split of around 12 runs. We have 5 wickets, and I got to give it up to the Cavaliers. They turned their game on now in terms of the bowling. Earlier, it was the Kings with the bat, but now the Cavaliers have actually regrouped, and they not just slow the scoring, but they basically put a halt on it. So the Kings will definitely have to come up with a master plan right here. There's still 3.2 overs to be bowled. 3 wickets in hand. What does that mean from here, Lenny?
Yeah, it's been a great performance here by Cavaliers to pull the game back by not only cutting down on run scoring, but they've picked up wickets as Kosa comes to the middle. Sukhpreet Kosa with California Kings in a lot of trouble. The last 10 balls they've lost 4 wickets for only 1 run. So that's how things have really gone here. Oh, another wicket goes down. Chandrapal Hemraj goes through the defense of Sukhpreet Kosa. It's 101 for 8.
What is happening right here, We hear about cricket. Well, this is cricket and lovely cricket because, it's all happening here in the split of 1 run, 5 wickets now? 5 wickets down.
Yeah, it's been a stellar performance here by Akil Hussain, and now we're beginning to see Chandrapal Hemraj. He's on a hat trick, so a double hat trick possibility here. One we saw averted, but now all of a sudden Chandrapal Hemraj he's on getting 3 wickets in a row. We'll have to wait and see, but things are falling apart here for California Kings.
While things falling apart for the Kings, all I can see in terms of the Cavaliers players is all teeth. They're all smiling down there. They know that they're doing exactly what they need to do if they want to win this game. And I really think they have a very good team, and they're going to be one of the team to beat here. To stop them from getting to the final, it's going to take some excellent cricket by whichever team, because they are the team to beat right here.
So Paul comes out, not only with California Kings in a lot of trouble, he's here to avert a hat-trick. Here is Chandrapal Hemraj, and ball goes down the leg side, called a wide.
I would not believe that Chandrapal would have bowled that ball. This ball should have been spot on, but instead it went for a wide.
Yeah, it's one of the irony, Eon. He could have gone down for a wide, but if there was a stumping, probably would have picked up a hat-trick even with a ball that is deemed illegal. So good bowling performance here by Chandrapal Hemraj and Akil Hussain, 2-leg spinner. And speaking of leg spinner, Somerset Cavaliers still have in their arsenal, they still have Ashar Zaidi, a man who plays for Essex in the English County League these days. In fact, I would have seen him a couple of years ago, and I spoke to him last time he was here, and he told me that he's leaving Essex, and I think he's going into coaching in some other part in on the county scene. So it's 102 for 8. Akil Hussain, 4 for 20 so far.
Man, when you're talking about fully loaded, I can tell you this Cavalier team is fully loaded in terms of their batting and their bowling. Very well put together team, and they're showing up and they're performing.
Yeah, surprisingly, the ball played up to a long off position. Batsman didn't even bother to run, as Zohe probably wanted to receive a must strike as possible. Paul is yet to get off the mark. He's just come to the crease. And Akil Hussain, who's bowled a brilliant spell so far, 4 for 20.
I think Zoe is playing it safe. You don't want to turn over the strike the very first ball. He's a more seasoned batsman at the crease, and he have been witnessing catastrophe at the other end. So, he's not going to open it up, not yet.
Well, we've got 16 balls remaining to end the innings. Couple of wickets standing. And Akil Hussain Brilliant bowling so far. And Eon, well, they're finally gonna amble a single here, reluctantly.
Yes.
And Paul will come into strike. Not too sure how skilled is Paul with regards to batting, but judging from the position that he bats, he must have been probably one of the bowlers in the team. So we'll have to wait and see. It's 103 for 8. And
Yep.
Akil Hussein has gone for only a single in the over so far.
Yeah, Hussein is bowling exceptionally well. Picked up 3 wickets in the over before this, and here he's bowling spot on.
So not a good ball here from Akil Hussein. He continues to cause a lot of problems here for California Kings.
And now we see why Shoaib didn't want to give him the strike. Guess
Yeah,
he
a lot
know
of
him too
turn.
well, he's beaten all over the place by Hussein.
So the story here, California Kings, they were batting at 99 for 4. They're batting at 103 for 8. In the space of 4 runs, lots of wickets have fallen. Just a single run off the over so far. Final ball coming up. And so that completes another quality over here from Akil Hussein. 4 wickets so far, 4 for 21. Impressive bowling spell from the leg spinner.
Well, I'll tell you, that's what you call a spell. That's the exact thing that a captain would want of a player. I would say he produced, and he produced well in terms of those 3 wickets. You see what happened. The score is basically at a standstill. We have even the batsmen, they're even afraid to take a single to open up the other batsman. That's how well they're bowling.
And Eon, when you look at the California Kings scorecard, they're going at 7.9, so nothing terrible with that run rate. And so in the next couple of overs, we'll have to wait and see if Ahmad Zohaib can get things going. They could push up to 8 runs an over, which is relatively not bad in context of 15 overs cricket. So another leg spinner has been given the ball. It appears to be Ashar Zaidi. I was just making the mention that there are 3 left-arm leg spinner on this team. We've seen Akil Hussein, we've seen Chandrapal Hemraj, and now the man who formerly out of Essex actually. He's been given the ball, top leg spinner, good all-rounder. He can bat too. And so Ashar Zaidi comes into the attack, 103 for 8. And so Zohaib choosing not to run.
Well, I'm not sure if this is the way to go, because either way there's not getting any runs, and runs is really important in this format of the game. So, I think Zohaib should start thinking about it and start at least putting some confidence in the other batsman, try to turn the strike around and get some runs, because runs is needed at this time. We have seen in the 10-10 version that 110 doesn't guarantee you victory. And as it is, it's a 15 over affair today, and they're just 103. It's only 1.3 overs to go.
Yes, Ian, and you've got to question the approach here by Zohaib. He's not taking the singles on 2 balls, and then he takes it on the 3rd ball. What importance is that in the over? You're still exposing the man to another 3 balls in this over.
And I'll say, I'm not sure what type of mindset he has out there, but you're still exposing him, but you're not taking the single earlier in the inning. So, as I say, in this version of the game, a single do matter. We have seen so many teams who just fail to get over that victory line by just a single run. So who to tell? May come to hurt them.
Yeah, that's a good-looking shot from Paul. And he'll be coming back for 2, so he's trying to... run out to 1. It could be here.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, run out 1. So 105 for 9. 105 for 9.
So, Lenny, do you think that's probably was the reason he's not able to take quick singles? He's probably afraid of his running and not his batting. Probably.
So another wicket falls here for California Kings.
So 105 for 9, and with only over to go here, California Kings, I would say in a little bit of trouble, in terms of the total that they have here for this 15 over affair. We have seen yesterday 103 wasn't a winning total, but 115, 120 was good enough. So with 105 with 5 extra overs today, it's run on the board, but it's gonna take some great bowling on their part to pull this one off.
So Rusty Tehran comes back for his second bowling spell. Yeah, run out there for Paul. So 2 for 16 as Rusty Tehran given the ball. And he comes back with the final over. So now we're beginning to see Zohaib taking every single run. He's exposed Vicky Singh. Yeah, bit of a disaster here for California Kings towards the latter part of the innings. They batted bravely for 99 for 4. You look at the scorecard here, not much has happened in 7 runs.
No, Lenny, what I'm thinking is this going to be the first game that we have all 10 wickets fall in this version of the game inside of the stadium for this T20 competition.
So Rusty Tehran and the Cavaliers boys will be happy with the way things have gone, but still, as they say, runs on the board. It's 106. Not by no means a walk in the park. They will still have to go at almost 7, perhaps just over 7 runs and over. And so there's still some cricket. There's still something to bowl at. It's not a terrible score by any stretch. There's still 100 runs to defend at some point. We don't know the quality of the California Kings attack. We haven't seen them play in the stadium. Oh, so wicket goes down. No, goes through. And it goes through to Monang Patel, U.S. national wicketkeeper.
Well, runs on the board is runs on the board. And as I say, cricket is this game of uncertainty. You're never sure what is going to happen when the bowler have that ball in his hand or when the batsman hold his head up to bat. The game could change in just one delivery. So it runs on the board, so we just have to wait and see.
So overcast condition here, but certainly not dark, but a lot brighter than the screen. And it's 106 for 9. Rusty Tehran, none for 18 so far. Oh, the ball has eluded Monang Patel. And this will be a good consolation boundary here for California Kings. And so 4 runs off the bat of Vicky Singh. 110 for 9.
Must say Tehran is bowling really well. That one went through the batsman, also through the keeper. So as we look at the replay here, comes deliver. Oh, it's an inside edge. So that's an inside edge down to the boundary. So it's 4 valuable runs at this time. And it takes his total up to 110 for 9 with only 2 deliveries to go.
Yes, Ian, for the last day or so, we were playing 110, 120 in a T10 encounter. We'll have to see how the 15 overs total holds up in the park. So ball played into the onside. They will go for 1. It's 111. So final ball coming up. California Kings having been sent in by Somerset Cavaliers. We saw 51 from Ravinder Paul Singh, Canadian national player. We also saw a good knock from William Perkins, who got into the 20s. So final ball coming up, it's 111 for 9. Tehran will come into bowl to Zohaib. Zohaib has been there for some time. He's on 15. And he gets one out to, it appears to be Keenar Lewis. And that will close out things here for California Kings. One of the quarterfinal game. It's 112 for 9 And so when play resumes here, Ian Thomas, Somerset Cavaliers will require 113 of 15 overs. Your final thoughts?
Well, 112 is 112 valuable runs. So as we say earlier, we're not sure of the bowling lineup for the Kings. We do know that the Cavaliers, they have a good batting lineup, but it just take one ball to really get rid of a batsman. So as we look at the scorecard here, Ravi Singh is the only one who make a 50, so he made 51. He get helpful contribution from Perkins, who made 28. Then Zoeb chipped in with 16, and those were the only players to get into double figures there on that board. Extras was 4, and the total 112.
Yeah, the bowling, some impressive bowling here from Akil Hussain, the left arm leg spinner. And you look at Chandrapal Hemraj, another leg spinner, 3 for 16. Between Hussain and Chandrapal, they created some bit of damage towards the end. So Cavaliers, 112 for 9 at the end of their 15. We'll take a short break and resume when cricket does so in about 10 minutes' time with the news. Cavaliers will require 113 from 15 overs.
Okay, good afternoon to all our viewers out there who are watching on Mac TV Live Cricket here at the Broward Regional Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. We welcome you as you guys join us. And for all of you guys who are watching on Facebook, we just want to say a big thank you to you guys for sharing, And as we can see, we got a little scare a while ago, just a little frost came across the ground. We got the covers on, but now the covers being removed, and we're about to start the second part of the game.
Yes, Ian, it's 113 to win from 90 balls. They're asking 7.53 and over. Opening batsman out in the middle, the hard-hitting Keenar Lewis out of Jamaica, and Chandrapal Hemraj out of Guyana. Both players have played at the Caribbean first-class level.
Yes,
and so a pair of good talent out in the middle here for Somerset Cavalier. Kulvinder Singh will start. And a slashing shot through the offside, and they will run away for 4 off the bat of Keenar Lewis. And what a start here for Somerset Cavaliers.
Yes, so as we all know, the Cavaliers have a good batting lineup, and we see where Lewis already started first ball into the boundary, 4 runs. So well planned, well executed, and it's 4 runs to them, and it's the Cavaliers 4 without loss. First ball.
That's a good start by Cavaliers. They've won here before, and this one is flicked into the onside. It's gone all the way. That's the strength of Keenar Lewis. And just a couple of balls, he's up to 10 on the board here for Somerset Cavaliers. What a shot here from Keenar Lewis.
Man, Keenar Lewis, he is in a no-nonsense mood. He knows, runs on the board, and they got to get it. And he's definitely going at it from ball 1. So just 2 deliveries to him, and he's already up to 10 runs. So good going by Keenar Lewis. And as you were saying, these guys are top players, They know exactly what is recommended or required of them. So they're going out there, and they're going to put their head down to bat. So the bowler have a task at hand.
Yeah, he hits the ball hard, Keenar Lewis, and very attacking in nature. And of course, Chandrapal Hemraj, he's also a top T20 player these days. And so wide is the signal from umpire Brooks. So the 2 umpires of this game, umpire Brooks and Aditya Gajar, the 2 standing umpires, and the top umpiring team has been assembled for this tournament. And over the years, the umpiring quality has really been at top level in the U.S. cricket over the last 10 or 11 years. So 11 on the board. A quick start here from Somerset Cavaliers.
Yeah, pretty good start there by the Cavaliers. Keenar Lewis, a 6 and a 4 there, which he's up to 10 runs in 3 balls. Kulvinder, he's bowling pretty well though, but Keenar Lewis, he's a great batsman, and he just play the stroke that is recommended.
So inside out towards the offside. Could pick up runs here again, running up towards the cover boundary. And the fielder has done well to save a boundary, save a couple of runs. They come back for 2. So Keenar Lewis has started fluently here, Ian Thomas. 12 out of 13 so far.
Definitely seem like Kenar Lewis, he walks out there with a lot of confidence, you know. He's backing himself against these bowlers today, and he's taking it to them. So it seems like easy picking for him. You know, he's middling it from ball 1. So good going by them.
So Chandrapal Hemraj, Guyana Amazon player. He's had a good CPL series, got among the runs, and would have helped Guyana Amazon Warriors to get into the final. But always, have you followed the CPL, Ian Thomas, this year?
Well, you know, I was a little busy, I must say, in terms of I had a baby on the way. Everything was happening around that, and you know, I wasn't following the way I used to. But you know, I'm here now. I'm picking up back my cricket, and I just want to say a big shout out to Mark Qureshi, because you know I see what he was doing, and I decided that you know cricket is on the rise. I got to be a part of it. So I missed out on a little of that. So, but I'm back.
So 14 without loss at the end of over number 1. Lewis, as you see on your screen there, he's on 13 off 5. And Chandrapal Hemraj yet to get off the mark. He's only faced one of the better deliveries we've seen in the over. And ball played up towards the offside. Can't score as Hemraj. 14 without loss.
That was a good over for the Cavaliers. You know, the asking rate is 7.1 and they're going at 14. So they're taking control from very first over here. So, you know, good going. And we have 14 more overs to come. Anything can happen, but just let's see what's the next move by the Kings. As you mentioned, Lenny, we have some of the very top umpires here inside of the stadium. You know, we haven't had any problem all of yesterday. We haven't heard about anything on the outfield. So the umpires are doing an excellent job, and we just got to give it to them.
So Kosa given the ball. And you've got to say he's done well to restrict Keenar Lewis from playing a big attacking shot. And the way things have gone so far, Keenar Lewis 1-6 and 1-4. So Cavaliers has made a good start after the first over. Lewis cuts and cuts well, straight up to backward point, but there's a man placed out there and only picks up a single for a well-executed shot. Could have gone away for 4. Ian Thomas, well-placed field.
Yes, that was a pretty good shot there from Kenar Lewis. You know, well timed. You could see the way that ball came off the bat. You know, without that fielder down there on the boundary, that was definitely going to be a 4. It had the pace on it, and timing was with it, but only to find the fielder in the way, and that's what made the difference a while ago. You know, good fielding, good field placement, and Kenar Lewis, as I say, he's looking pretty good early out.
So 98 to win from 82 balls. Target 113 after the Kings. They were batting at 99 for 4. And a series of quarterfinal games happening today. So this is the Cavaliers versus California Kings encounter. And then, of course, we have Falcons. That's the Faisalabad Falcons will take on Houston Stars. Atlanta Fire comes up against Punjab. And the Multan Sultan unit will come up against Smashers. So better start here from Sukhpreet Khosa. Relatively, and a stark difference than what we saw from Kulvinder Singh. And Ian Thomas, what's the best way to defend your target for 112? You'll have to get early wickets, perhaps,
Well,
or do you bowl 15 over? Do you bowl 15 tidy overs, hoping that you can restrict them?
well, definitely wicket will be the way to go because you want to really break the momentum of these batsmen out there. I don't think they're going to be able to contain them with just simple coming in and bowl the ball and hoping that these batsmen don't score. These batsmen are top batsmen, international players, and definitely they're going to take the game to you. So, you got to get wickets as you go along if you want to really trouble this batting team that they have such batting lineup.
So Kinar Lewis has made a very good start. Yeah, this has been a very good over here from Kosa. And that completes over number 2. A very different, stark different here from the two bowlers. Only 3 off that over from Kosa. 14 off the first one from Kulvinder Singh. And after 2, it's 17 without loss.
Yeah, very good over from Kosa there. I think, being the second bowler to be introduced, I guess he have seen the first over and what Kenar Lewis is up to. And I think he have already tell himself, in his mind that guess what, you're not going to be doing the same thing to me because, we know that we're going to contain you guys, I got to bowl a good line. And obviously he came in and he produced a very good over there. The captain would have been happy with that over. I'm happy with that over as a bowler to see him, came up and he stood to the task, bowling a very good over right there.
So Kulvinder Singh will continue. Kinar Lewis, the man on strike. Oh, it's high in the air. It's gone a long way. There we go. All the ease in the world. Kinar Lewis takes another one out of the playing area. And it's another huge 6 for the big hitter. Kinar Lewis, he's up to 21.
Seems like Kinar Lewis have taken a pick for Kulvinder. His type of bowling. It seems like, he's just playing in the hand of Kinar Lewis. And he seems that this is the bowler that he's going to attack, because we see earlier with his bowling against Kosa, batting, he was patient and was watching, but now you could see he's taking it onto the bowler.
Oh, ball flicked away towards the backward square area. It will go bouncing away. And so just as the first over got started, there's another 6 and a 4 in consecutive balls. And Kinar Lewis goes quickly up to 25 in just 11 balls.
Lenny Archibar, I think you're reading my mind. I was about to say the same thing. The same way he started the first over, it's exactly the same way this over started. 2 ball, 10 runs on the board. Let's see if he's just going to bowl the yellow ball for a single. Then, he'll be mapping the exact thing.
So Ian Thomas, let's look back at some of the champions over the years at the U.S. Open. So the U.S. Open started in 2009. It was won by Washington Tigers, and of course that squad included the likes of Imran Awan. We've got Dawood Ahmed, the boys out of Washington D.C. And so Washington Tigers won that year in 2009. And this one pulled through the onside. All these in the world. Kinar Lewis on fire here. And off just 12 balls, he's gone up to 29. Look at that. 31 on the board.
Well, the way Kinar Lewis is going, this 112 is basically going to be erased within 10 overs, and that's the way the game had gone all of yesterday. So earlier I was saying that, for a good total, the California Kings would have to have at least 150 on the board. But Kinar Lewis, the way he's going, this 112 may be too small of a total for them.
Oh, driven to mid-off, and that's the end of Kinar Lewis. He falls to 29. It's 31 for 1.
Well, there it is, That's what I say. If the California Kings want to have anything, or in terms of winning this game, they'll have to take wicket as they go along. So, that wicket could mean something big as we have seen in their inning, where they lost the third wicket. They just had a downfall. It was like hail in terms of the way the wicket were going down. They lost their last six wicket for merely about 12 to 15 runs.
So ball chipped into the hands of the man at short mid off, and that's the end of Keenar Lewis. But he's done. He's done his job. 29 of 13 balls. Take a look. Just chipped into the offside. And a relatively straightforward catch to the man there. So 31 for 1. Marshall comes out, Xavier Marshall. And he comes out to join Chandrapal Hemraj with the score of 31 for 1.
Okay, so we see Xavier Marshall walk out with the big number 888. He is no rabbit with the bat. We do know that he can hit the ball also. So, let's see what will happen with him being at the wicket, But as I say, the Kings will need to get early wickets, and they did get an early one in terms of Kennard Lewis, and that's a wicket that you would want to have. So he's back in the pavilion, but he got a quick 29, I think off 11 or somewhere about there. But now we see Xavier Marshall, who is yet to face a ball. So let's see what happened from here on.
So Kulvinder Singh is bowling at 1 for 28. Was really roughed up by Keenar Lewis. And he is one man. Kulvinder Singh will be quite happy that Keenar Lewis is back in the shade. So 32 on the board, and maybe at the start of the next over we'll go through back the list of the winners of this series over the years. There's Marshall getting off the mark. And brings the Guyana Amazon Warriors left-hander opening batsman back onto strike. Chandrapal Hemraj has been out of strike for quite some time. The bulk of the strike was really to Keenar Lewis. He's back in the hut. Oh, he's bowled him. So Chandrapal Hemraj may have gotten one that kept a little bit low. And all of a sudden it's 32 for 2. Chandrapal Hemraj goes for 1.
Yes, that was a very good ball. Was pitched in the right spot, but then it also kept low. So Chandrapal Hemraj was defeated by the ball that actually kept low, and we're looking at the replay here. Yes, that ball did not come up as he expected. It was spot on the off stump. So he's back in the pavilion, and now it's 32 for 2. So we have a game on here. Kulvinder Singh is really turning it on. Earlier Kennard Lewis did take him on, but that was a wicket to have, and he did send him back to the pavilion. Now Chandrapal is back in the pavilion, so good bowling here from the Kings.
So a couple of quick strikes here from Kulvinder. And all of a sudden, Kulvinder's bowling figures are beginning to look a little bit more respectable here. 2 for 29. As Awais Zaya comes to the middle. 32 for 2. So the wind has been with us for several days now, Ian Thomas. Always has been windy conditions here. But we'd rather take the wind than the liquid that comes from above.
Definitely, we rather have the wind than the rain when it's cricket. Cricket, once the rain, the cover's got to go out. We rather the cover stay off. And that's 4 over cover there. So good shot there from Xavier Marshall. stood tall and hit that one straight over cover, and 4 runs to him.
Yeah, not a good start here from Paul. Ball short and wide outside the off stump, and Marshall is not going to stick around to see loose bowling like that goes by. And again through the offside, gonna run up towards the backward point boundary. And it crosses the ropes now, and that's a couple of boundaries here for Marshall in consecutive balls off the bowling of Paul. Not a good start from him, 40 for 2.
Yeah, not a good start from Paul there. As we see, he's giving Xavier the wit, and he's a no-nonsense batsman. He's going to welcome those balls, and he's just going to displace you to the boundary. He's very good with his placement, and his timing is exceptionally, like, perfect. You know, the ball comes off his bat like fire. That one, he was beaten outside the off stump there, and it's a wide ball. So back to Xavier Marshall, I said he will take advantage of a bowler if you bowl that particular line to him, because he's a pretty good batsman. So he's up to 9 runs, 3 balls. Pretty good going. That one is just being punched down to long off. He'll take a single for that one. So we're right here in the Broward Stadium, and the weather is not looking the best, but we're having cricket, and we hope that it will only get better as the day go by. So for you viewers who are viewing on Mac TV, we just want to say big thank you to you guys and our Facebook fans. Thank you, and you guys, we just want to have you share so others may enjoy the game of cricket.
So Paul continues. Ball defended here by the left-hander, 42 for 2. The batsman now, Keenar Lewis, for 29. And Himraj for 1. It's a beautiful view here from the Broward County Stadium, on a venue that has hosted several T20 International. Driven well. That's a lovely shot for 4. Off the bat of away is Zia, and it goes quickly away. It's 46 for 2.
Well executed shot there by Zia. He got over it, head over it, and he just find the perfect placement, and the rest is history into the boundary. The fielder was chased in, but there was no chance of him catching that ball. We have a pretty good outfield here at the Broward Stadium, and that's a well executed stroke there.
Another good looking shot through the offside. Gonna pick up a couple of runs here, at least running up towards the square boundary. And so a couple of runs there again to Somerset Cavaliers. They go up to 48.
The score is 48 for 2. So very good over there for the Cavaliers. They were losing quick wickets, but now they're back on track in terms of the runs. The runs coming in that over. So pretty good over. And Paul, no wickets, 16 runs in his 1 over.
Keep going.
Yeah, so pretty good going here again by the Cavaliers. They have lost 2 quick wickets, but they just have a very good over there. So they're back in the game again, 48 for 2, and the total, as we mentioned, is 112 runs. So it's gonna be a game on. We're just in the 4th over, and it's Xavier Marshall that is there at the wicket, and he's about to face.
So Kulvinder Singh, 2 for 29, continues. Marshall picks up another run.
So Marshall, he's 11 from 5. Zia 6 from 3. So in terms of their personal run rate, they're going pretty good. And the score is 49 for 2. If you're just joining us, we're in the 4th over. going into the fifth, so it's 4.1 over, and total 49 with a target of 113 to win.
So ball going down the leg side, called a wide. Umpire Brooks. So Ian Thomas just coming back to the winners for the past year. So we've got in 2009 the inaugural U.S. Open tournament won by Washington Tigers, a team out of the D.C. area. And then in 2010 it was won by United Chargers out of New York. Captained those days by Steve Messiah, former U.S. captain. And then in 2011 and 2012, we saw a team from Trinidad and Tobago dominated the event for 2 years. Captain, of course, by Shazam Babwa, who plays with the Atlanta Fire these days. So Shazam Babwa leading Trinidad and Tobago twice in 2012 and 2011. In 2013, it was a time for Smart Choice out of the Texas area. And by the way, ball turned into the onside here by Marshall. And leg by is the call from umpire Brooks. So in 2013 is won by Smart Choice. May have been captained though that time by Shazam Babwa, who has had a good run in the U.S. Open tournament over the years. In 2014, it was the time for the U.S. Tigers. We saw them last night as Paramveer Tigers, but same brand, same unit. Sunju Patel and company there. They won in 2014. And then in 2015, the event was completely rained out when rain fell for about 2.5 days straight. It was a little bit like 40 days and 40 nights of rain. 2 full days, and the tournament was completely washed out. In 2016, it was won by U.S. All-Stars. They got the better of Al Masafi from Afghanistan. In 2017, Somerset Cavaliers, who's playing here right now, won in 2017. And then finally last year we saw California Bears taking the honors from Somerset Cavaliers. So as you can see, that the winners row has really shown that teams from all over the country and even outside of the country has really had a chance to be on the winning podium. And back in the early days of U.S. Open, it was about $50,000, and now it's $100,000 prize money. So things are really picked up financially for the U.S. Cricket Open in the space of 11 years. So Marshall picks up another run. His personal score goes up to 12. It's 55 for 2.
So, Lenny, as I listen you go through that list in terms of the winners over the years, I just had to stop and really say a big thank you to Mac Creashi for bringing such an event, that brings even diversity and brings even outside countries here to America to participate in such a competition. And I said again, to just allow our locals here to play with all these international players, that mean a lot to us here in Florida. And as we have seen, you mentioned about the prize money that been gone up, it's 100,000. So as you can see, it's something big to grab here. So all of this team that is here will be putting out their utmost best, and that will even go into the selection and putting together of the team. Everybody want to take part of the pie or the whole of it. So, we got to give thanks to Mac Creashi for putting on this particular event. And as I say, even for me, to be sitting with, it's an honor for me to sit with you and Vinod right here in the commentary box, a local boy, being able to come here live on TV, it is good. It's a good thing, and we can see what this U.S. Open means to a lot of people.
Yes, Ian Thomas, and the fact is, as you mentioned, that there has been a lot of current and former international stars who have really passed through the event. I remember one year Shoaib Akhtar came, and just last year we saw the likes of the Bravo boys, Darren and Dwayne, and we also saw Sunil Narain. Another year we saw Evan Lewis. So we've had our fair share of having seen some of the international stars. And they were current internationals. I meant Dwayne Bravo still plays, Sunil Narayan they still play, Darren Bravo still plays. So, and mixed with that, we've seen a lot of Pakistani former international has been part of the process over the years. And so the event has really attracted some quality, talented players. And not forgetting the young and upcoming players who, in probably 5 or 10 years, you'll be seeing them on the international circuit. They got their start right here.
Yes, that's very important in terms of the youths. So even though we're having the US T20 here, the adult, the youths, they have their kickoff also. So, it's also promoting youth cricket here. This is really a big event, this US Open, It really brings a lot of value, not just to the player, but also to the community, on a whole. And various countrymen to know that, you're here in the US being able to participate in such an event. So, I'll say this is cricket at its best right here in Florida.
So Ravinder Paul Singh, Canadian national. It's a man with ball in hand. Marshall, the man on strike, 57 for 2. So they're going at 10.7 required rate, just over 5.8.
So earlier we see Ravi Singh with the bat. He did pretty well. As a matter of fact, he was the one who made a 50, so gave them most of the runs. And now we see him with the ball.
So Marshall striking this ball well, straight down the ground in front of the side screen, and that's a lovely shot off the bat of Marshall. Pushes the score up to 61.
Very good shot there by Marshall. Straight as an arrow, as you would say. You could not ask for a better stroke play than that. Straight over the bowler head and into the boundary, 4 runs. And this one, he's just working it to the onside. He'll take a quick single.
Well, they come back for 2. Chance of a run out, he's gone. So that's the end of Awais Zai. He goes. Run out 1 runs. Marshall calling for 2. Not too sure who called for a couple of runs, but the throw came in quite quickly. And Cavaliers have lost their second wicket, 61 for 2.
Well, as we look at this replay, tucked in the onside by Marshall, run through for a very quick single. The bowler is tracing, picks up, throws, and as we can see, Zaya is short. I'm not sure if there was a second run on, but the fact that someone was chasing the ball, I think they just decided to give it a shot. But wasn't a well judged run, as you can see, because he's walking back into the pavilion, and Maksud is the one going out. So 62 for 3 in 5.5 overs.
So 62 for 3. Sohaib Maksud comes to the middle. Let's take another look here. Ravinder Paul Singh, good awareness. And that's a good throw. Have the left-hander stumbling. And Ian Thomas, why take some chancy runs there? They were relatively cruising at good altitude. With just required rate just over 5 runs and over.
Well, definitely I would say that runs was not needed for that second run. They got one comfortably. I would just sit and, relax in terms of the pace and the rate they are going at. They're going at 10.6 and over, and the required rate is only 5.6. So, they're way ahead of the game. So I would not see the reason for taking that single there. And, you see they lost 2 early wickets back to back. So, you're just getting your team in a good position. That runs, I would say, was not a well-judged run. All right, we could hear in the background there Triniras the music. So if you wanna be entertained, just come on down here at the Broward Stadium. We have Triniras out there. He's good in terms of entertainment. He's definitely gonna keep you entertained. So, Triniras providing good entertainment for the crowd that's in the stand. So, welcome down to Broward Stadium. We're having lovely cricket, and we're also having some great music by Triniras.
Yeah, Trini has been a part of the U.S. Open for many, many years, as far as I remember coming here. And I'll give you a little quiz. In the meantime, Marshall has launched this one straight over the black side screen. And massively struck here by Xavier Marshall. He goes up to 25, Eon.
Yes, so Xavier Marshall is basically playing his game. We know him as a hard-hitting batsman. 25 in 13, just demonstrating what his capability is in terms of hitting the ball. He always be going out there with a high strike rate behind him. And as a bowler, you got to be mindful of that. You don't want to get the ball in his zone because he's really going to take you the full journey.
So ball driven through the offside, running up towards the cover boundary. Another boundary off the bat of Xavier Marshall. He goes quickly up to 29 from just 14 balls, the 73 for 3. So he's done a Kinar Lewis here. Let's take a look. And I say a Kinar Lewis Eon, a 6 and a 4. We've seen 3 repeats of a 6 and 4 in the innings so far. 2 of Kinar Lewis. And now 1 of Xavier Marshall. Oh, cut away. Could beat the man a cover. In fact, he does well to save a boundary. And so a single to Marshall. 74 on the board.
Yes, Marshall is looking pretty good out there, I like the way he's batting. He's batting with a lot of confidence. He would have seen Kenar Lewis when he walked out, from the ball, one very first ball. He was able to dislodge it into the boundary. And Xavier is doing exactly the same, exactly what is required of him here.
So 4 more off the bat, this time of Sohaib Maksud. So he has gotten into the thick of things. And that's another good looking shot here from the Somerset Cavaliers batsman. So 78 for 3. Let's take a look. Yeah, that's a big shot here from Maksud. He's a top player at the Pakistan first class level. And he picks up a boundary. And I get the feeling, Eon, that with a slight drizzle again coming across the ground, Somerset Cavaliers may want to finish this quite early and make sure that they get ahead before anything happens in terms of reduction of overs. So another shot down the ground, couple of runs here for Maksud.
So with the kind of weather we're having here at the Broward Stadium, I know each of these Cavaliers player, when they walk out to the middle, they have that in the back of their brain, that they have to be way ahead of this run rate, as with the reduced over, they go to the books, and you want to know when you get to the book, you're safe, and that's another 4 here.
Oh, Maksud, he's a ball beater. He's a top first class player out of Pakistan, and we've been told that he is really a very aggressive player. He has shown the aggression so far, and so far he's up to 10 with a couple of 4s. So he has come out here with some bit of plan as the stumps come off, and the covers momentarily could be put on here. So we're making the point. I think they are well ahead of the run rate with going at 12 runs and over. But Somerset Cavaliers may want to finish this, if they can, relatively early with just 29 runs to win. And just to make sure that they have those points in the bag. At this stage, the tournament is not so much of the points now. Now you play, you win, you move on. So pretty much they would want to eliminate some of the opponents.
Well, Lenny, Archibar, as we look out, this is what we call nagging rain, because the stump were pulled. Now the stump being replaced, they're put back in. because the rain was just for a quick couple of seconds and it's gone. So it was just like a passing wind. It's gone. It's gone with the wind. And we're
Yeah.
gonna be having cricket, lovely cricket again. So I know the Cavaliers, they're gonna be going at it because they want to get this game over
Yeah,
and move
Gone
on.
with the Wind, a great movie. How about Gone in 60 Seconds?
That's exactly what happened there, Lenny.
So a dominating performance so far here from Somerset Cavaliers. And bowler number 4 given the ball.
Don't it?
So Vicky Singh.
And this is a straight hit. It's another 6 here. So, they're taking on the bowler. Marshall is doing what he does best. He'll hit you all over the boundaries. 6s, he'll take them. He take them like candy from a little baby. So Marshall add another 6 to his tally. He goes up to 36 in 16. Masood, he's on 10 from 3. And the score is now 90 for 3. And we're just in the 8th over.
Yes, I know Marshall is quite mindful of the little threat of rain here and there. It's an overcast condition here, but still bright. But some little drizzles are still hanging around, and they're mindful of that. And they would want to probably get this one done and dusted. They're just about 23 runs away. Marshall has batted well so far. From just 18 balls, he has scored 36. 2 6s and 4 4s so far. And Maksud, in just 3 balls, he has slammed 10. So he has come out with even a more urgent purpose, and that is to finish this job set forth here by Cavaliers.
Yes, so they're just 23 runs short of victory here, and make that be 22 as Xavier just played one into the offside and run through for a quick single. So it's 91 for 3 after 7.4. And as I say, the Cavaliers, they're well aware of what the target is, and they're way ahead of it. Current run rate is 11.9, just required 3 per over. So it's a beautiful shot. And it's only bring him a single, but Masood is doing what he does best, turn over the strike also, get in the boundaries, and this is cricket, lovely cricket. Xavier Marshall is back on strike, 92 for 3.
Yeah, Maksud is a top talent, as is Xavier Marshall. And it's no wonder that the Somerset Cavaliers is probably the team to beat in this tournament. A well-rounded team, top batters, and really backed up with some very, very good bowling. We saw 3 leg spinners doing the job today. We saw Akil Hussain, we saw Chandrapal Hemraj, and then we saw Ashar Zaidi. 3 similar bowling type. And then we also saw Najaf Shaw. We saw Rusty Terran. And so a tough bowling unit. If you're a batsman, you'll have your work cut out once you run into Somerset Cavaliers.
Definitely, this is a team you don't want to play before you get into the finals. You want to have your best game on when you meet them in the finals, because if you meet them early, it could mean problems. So I would never want to meet this team early in terms of the quarterfinals, but they are the team to beat, I believe. So this is a team that is well put together. It's a team that is well balanced in terms of their batting and their bowling. They have some real star out here, and they're shining, even though it's overcast. So, it's good cricket being played here in the Broward Stadium. 92 for 3 if you're just joining. It's the Cavaliers, they're playing against the California Kings. And as we see, it's Masood who is facing, and he heaved this one down to mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, and only for a single, which turned the strike over to Marshall, who is batting exceptionally well. He's 37 runs from just 20 deliveries, and they are just a few runs shy of victory here.
So Marshall appears to be stumped. I saw the square leg umpire raising the finger. So Gurjeet Singh has made an early success. Marshall goes for 37, 93 for 4.
Well bowled there by Gurjit Singh, a delivery that have Xavier Marshall all beaten, and the keeper did what was required of him, easy stumping, and Xavier Marshall is back in the pavilion. So with 93 for 4, just needing 20 runs for victory, but 4 wickets down. Let's see. New batsman is going in. It's Monank. So the Cavaliers, they're going pretty well. They're way ahead of the run rate. But as we say, a wicket could mean a change in the way the game goes. And we all know this, just take one wicket and things could go downhill. We saw that in the batting in terms of the Kings when they were batting. They lost 5 to 6 quick wickets. It changed the total that we had, estimated they would have gotten to.
So Monank Patel comes off the mark quite early here. He's going to pick up a couple of runs. And in fact, now they come back for an overthrow. So 3 runs to start here for Monank Patel. And that's one of the things about scoring. You just got to wait a little bit, a couple of seconds. Sometimes the overthrow gives you an additional run. 96 for 4.
Yes, that was an extra run there. And this is not something that the Kings would want to do, to give up an extra run when they're really being put under pressure by this batting side.
Well, Maxud. Oh, he's gone over mid-wicket. That's a good-looking shot. He's gone for 6. So Maxud is not going to play around here. And he's gone up to 18 from 6 ball. Very attacking player is Sohaib Maxud. He's a top batter. Take a look at that. It's out of the playing area by some yards. So he continues to bat extremely aggressive. 1-6 and a couple of 4s already.
No, Lenny, what I love about this Cavalier team is that even though they lose a wicket here and there, they go out with that confidence. And this is unlike the Kings.
So that one has gone away for 4 again. Off the bat of Sohaib Maxud. He goes up to 22. Look at that, just off 7 balls. Through the offside this time, so he has been quite dominating so far. Fielder running around. The momentum of the ball never stops, so the ball crosses the ropes. It's 106. 7 to win from 37 balls. And this one cracked through the offside. That man there has had a lot of work to do, Ian. The ball previous to that took him all the way straight. Another cracking shot from Sohaib Maxud brought him back. A lot of sprinting from him.
Yes, Masood is really giving them some exercise way out on the boundary. 4 went by in his direction. He had to run for that one. This one, he got a chase to cut it off just inside of the boundary. And, we may need a third umpire there, but that was pretty close. But the signal have not come in, so we just got to score it as 3 runs, I believe. So the Cavaliers, they inch closer to victory here, needing 15 runs. That will take them into that victory position. Only 9 overs with 6 to be bowled, so they're not worried about the overs here. They're way ahead of the run rate, so good going.
Yeah, what's at stake? A semi-final berth. 8 teams making it to the quarter. Every time you win, you get closer to the last 2. They'll go into the final 4. So Monank Patel, has he found the gap? In fact, he has, and so that's another 4 for Somerset Cavaliers. 112 for 4.
And the score is actually even.
So a dominating performance here from Somerset Cavaliers. Finding the gap is Monank Patel. And the man realizes that he has no chance. The game has certainly slipped away from them for a long time now. And the scores are level. Somerset Cavaliers seemingly booking a place in the last 4. And And so if as Cavaliers makes their way into the semi-final here, Eon, this will be the third year they've made the semi-final placement in the U.S. Cricket Open. And so that could be the game here.
Well-deserved win by the Cavaliers. They took control of this game. In their bowling, we see where they demonstrated that they are the team to beat. Even though the Kings had a pretty good start, early days, but then they came back and they got the quick wickets that really set them back. And they went out there to bat. We saw Lewis make a quick 29 from 13, and Marshall 37 from 21, and then Masood at the end here, he gave 24 from 8. So all the batsmen went out there and did exactly what was required of them in getting that 113 runs, which would have given them the victory here today. With the bowling for the Kings, you have Covindra, who bowled 3 over for 35 runs. Even though he got 2 wickets, that was not enough to save them. And we also had Paul, who bowled 2 over 37, and Ravi Singh, he bowled a over for 8, which was pretty good. Wonder why he wasn't put back in. And he did well with the bat also. He got a half century. So, very good performance here by the Cavaliers, And as cricket is, it's team spirit. They greet each other as they walk off the field. So we're just going to take a little break here and see you back for the next game.